So whether you have a gym membership or you're going to start your own home gym, you're going to want to know what equipment you need and how to know if equipment is safe. The biggest thing for deadlifting is that you need a barbell and you need plates. But if you want to get a big deadlift, you're going to need to squat as well. And you're going to need places that you can do rack pulls and halting deadlifts and things like that. So having a squat rack is important for that. This is also called a power cage. Now the starting place of any of this stuff is the barbell. And the key characteristics of a barbell that is good is that the knurling is aggressive, so it'll really cut into you and you get a good grip on it. How aggressive you want it to be is going to be a function of how much really pain you can tolerate and how much you like it to be super aggressive. I like a really sharp knurl, but that's just me. It needs to have a smooth section in the middle. A center knurl is fine, but you need that smooth section so you can really scrape your shins without sanding them. And the most important part of the barbell is that it's straight. For squats, for presses, for bench press, any of that stuff, it is very important that the bar is straight. For deadlifts it's important, but it's not as much of a safety concern because you can just drop the bar. But if you deadlift and it rolls into a stable position out of your hands, that's going to be a pain in the ass, and you don't want to be thinking about that while you're trying to set a PR in your deadlift. So make sure the bar is straight. This is really easy to do because if you set it on the ground or you set it on here, you take it and you rotate it. Don't do this too much because it's going to chew up whatever you're setting it on. You're going to look at the tip of the sleeve, and you'll notice that if it's bent, the sleeve will do this. So you can see that is a bent bar. This one, by contrast, it's very straight. If you can get less than a 1/4 inch of bend, I'd say you're probably fine. Anything more than that, you're going to run into problems. Especially on like bench press, you don't want to mess around with it. Squat, you don't want to mess around with it. Make sure they're straight. It's the most important thing. If you get a barbell that has a hex bolt at the end of the sleeve, it's probably garbage. It's probably a shitty barbell. Now, you might be okay, it might be fine, but I wouldn't buy them. If you're going to use one at a gym, yeah, it's probably okay, but I wouldn't put the money into it. Of all the things in this facility, this is the thing you don't skip on. You buy a nice barbell that's going to last a long time. As far as the squat rack, you're going to want something relatively robust, but most stuff you can kind of get away with and buy cheap. Personally, I'm of the opinion that if you're going to buy something, you should buy something that's going to last a long time, and if you get a good squat rack, just like a barbell, it's going to outlast you. They retain their value really well, so if you buy one for $1,000 and you decide in a year you don't like it anymore, you're just done with this whole strength training thing, you can sell it for pretty damn near the same price. Now, weights are a different matter. Weights, you can buy whatever you can get your hands on. Just make sure that if you're going to buy them at like a discount store, like a Play It Again Sports or something where they resell them, bring a scale and weigh them, because these plates can be anywhere up to 3 pounds off what they advertise. I saw a 45-pound plate that weighed 49.5 pounds. So you want to make sure that they're pretty darn close. If they're not, that's still okay as long as they're similar to each other and you use the same ones when you lift. The biggest thing is that we want to make sure that the weight is going up predictably. And if you're changing weights all the time that you don't know are 45 pounds, that's a problem. If you always use the same first 45-pound plate and the same second 45-pound plate, that's okay, because we have some consistency that we can incrementally increase the weight on. So those are the general pieces of equipment you're going to need. I went over a more specific one with the straps and how to select straps and deadlift and belts and shoes, all of which are important. But otherwise, check out my videos on chalk, check out my videos on the equipment section, on belts, shoes, straps, lifting straps, deadlifting straps, how to get good ones for that, because there's a lot of trash out there and you want to make sure that you're buying the good stuff. So thank you for watching. Glad to have a viewership, and I'm glad that, if any of this has helped you out, let me know.